So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host, Hector, and today we're going to talk about album number 10 by the Black Dahlia Murder, and it's called Servitude. And the Black Dahlia Murder is a death metal band that has been around for a long time now. Obviously, they had tragedy a few years ago when Trevor tragically passed away. Their last album was Verminius in 2020. So the band took some time to regroup. And in 2022, they decided to get back together. They did a show where they paid homage to Trevor. And I like what they did. Instead of like hiring from outside the band to get a new singer, they looked within themselves. And Brian Esbach, who used to play guitars back then, stepped up and became the lead vocals for the band. Another change is that they brought back Ryan Knight, and he hadn't been with the band since I believe 2014, where they released Everblack. So it was a long time, but he decided to came back. So on 2022, they played with this new lineup, and people were stoked about it. And the main questions that people would ask is like, what does the band sound like? And to me, it sounds like the Black Dahlia Murder. I'm telling you, Brian did an amazing job on the vocals. And also very worth noting is that this is the first time that he's written lyrics for this band. So it's quite impressive, going through a guitar player to all of a sudden fronting the band, singing and writing lyrics. It's no easy task. So, but the band did it in a way that is, like tasteful, and it really is a testament to the band itself. So, in an interview, Brian was asked, and he said that before the tragedy, no one ever thought this band was going to exist without Trevor. So they really took some time to think what they were going to do, but they decided, hey, let's keep going. And I think I'm glad they did, because it's good that they decided to keep going, because this is a band that I've enjoyed since Miasma. I saw them in the Oscar of 2005, and then I saw them play in Puerto Rico in a show. I think it was 2009 or 2008, and they are a really fun band. They play death metal, and they play a lot of like harsh themes and like about horror and stuff, but they are very fun and very energetic. And when I listened to this album, if I didn't know that Trevor wasn't obviously was not there, I think I can't, it's really great, the sound. It sounds like them. So that's a great way to say that, great job by the band. So this album has 10 tracks, and it's like 33 minutes in left. So it flies by fairly quickly. So this is the type of album that you can listen to and on repeat occasions do it again. And I gotta say, I gotta retract myself. I said Knight wasn't with the band since Everblack, but I'm mistaken. He was in 2015's Abysmal. So, but it's still a long time. And this album sonically, I think, reminds me a lot of like a mixture of Everblack, Abysmal, and especially Nightbringers from 2017, which felt like a very energetic type of record, which I think is great. So in an interview, Ashback was asked about, writing lyrics. And he said that his approach was, honestly, writing the lyrics for this album was easier for me than writing the music for the 3 songs that I wrote music for. I pick a subject, research it, and just kind of dive in. Even though it's something I really never done before, there was a natural flow once it started. So yes, I'm telling you, listening to this, you could feel that he was doing these lyrics for a long time, because they sound that energetic, and they don't miss a beat. So the first single that they released out of this record was Aftermath. And I think that was a great single, because it's like them saying like, yes, after all of that has happened and this aftermath, we are back. And it's worth noting that the songs here are very short. They're like 3 minutes. I think the longest track is the track that ends the record, Utopia Black, at 4 minutes. But every other song, it's 3.5 minutes. So, it's an album that's fairly quick. There's even an intermission in song number 5 that is a great way to divide the album to prepare you for the second half of the album. So I think this album starts really great. The song Evening Ephemeral starts with, you can hear like the backdrop of the sounds of the ocean. And it's like it's calming, it suits you in, and then they pummel you with some great death metal riffage. And I'm like, yeah. And it's a great way to get into the album. Then they go into a song called Panic Aesthetic. And that one, it sounds just like what I'm saying. It's a very frantic and fast-paced song, and it's 3 minutes and 7 seconds. The drumming on this record is really great. And I think adding Ryan again on guitars is very good. I really like his guitar playing, and I'm glad that he's back to do that. There's some, even though this is a death metal band, they're not afraid to be melodic. For example, the last songs on the album, Transcosmic's Blueprint and Utopia Black, are some of the best guitar solos on this album. And they sound like very clean and long. Like all of a sudden they get from pummeling to getting you this great guitar solo and with the song, and it's really great. And I think it adds to the band. They're not just a pummeling band. They can hit you with the melodic stuff and have it be the same as good as the more aggressive riffing on the album. I think my favorite tracks of the record, I would say I love Servitude, which is obviously named as the album. I think this is one of the heaviest songs of the record for me. I really enjoyed it. Again, Brian with the singing so well. I got the promo, but unfortunately, I don't have the lyrics, so I'm not gonna sit here and say what the songs are about. I'm sure they're all about there's horror themes. There's evil stuff, because they always reading about that type of things. They had another single called Mammoth's Hand, and that one is a great death metal melodic track. I can see why they chose that as a single as well. It really has all the elements that make the Black Dahlia Murders sound. So, yeah, this is a record that really, I think if you were a Black Dahlia Murder fan, I think you're not going to be disappointed with this record, because this record is not reinventing the wheel, but they are doing what they do best. Something very good is that in the sound of Utopia Black, they finished the album with the sound of the ocean comes back, and it's like a great way to tie in the record and start it again. So when you get the promo, it ends and then it starts with the ocean again. I'm like, I already heard this. I'm like, oh, it's going back. The replay value for this album for me is very high. This is the type of album that if you want to go to the gym, if you want to just de-stress, you can put it on. It's a fun record. They're a fun death metal band. And there's no song on this record that there's no song about Trevor. They just keep on doing it. And it's good, because sometimes those type of songs, sometimes they can be good and sometimes they don't land. And I think what the Black Dahlia Murder did on this record is they played on their strengths. And very great album. Like I said, they're not reinventing the wheel. They're not doing anything new. But I think this is the type of album that the fans are going to want. And I think I'm all on board with this Black Dahlia Murder new lineup, because I think this is how you do a lineup well. Listen to me, Linkin Park. This is how you do a new lineup, and have people not be pissed at you. So, yeah, I want to know from you, Couchers. This album is not out yet. It comes out September 27th, this Friday. But, there's 2 tracks. So When you listen to the album in full, comment down below. Let me know, what did you think of the album? What did you think of Brian on the vocals and having Ryan back as a guitar player? I would really want to know. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, do not forget to give me a like and do not forget to subscribe. That helps me with the YouTube algorithm to get to more people like yourself. So until next time, Couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a Couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.